Good morning, good afternoon and good evening to everybody watching this video today. Today you guys, we are going to be doing a video all around graphics settings on Forza Horizon 6. We are going to see how optimized this game is for lower end PCs, gaming laptops, well, mainly in the part of a lower end gaming laptop. As you may have seen from our very first Forza Horizon 6 video, I told you guys the specifications of this laptop. As a reminder, this is the Gigabyte Aero 15XD 4K OLED. It's got a i7 11th generation, an RTX 3070. Stock, it's got 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM and a really slow 1TB SSD. With the two parts that we can upgrade, I've upgraded it to 64 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM and 4 terabytes, two separate SSDs of very fast storage. Sorry, but we're gonna see how good this laptop is on this game. We are playing on 1440p and we are recording on OBS. So recording on OBS may make our footage, may make our performance a bit worse recording on OBS, but that's all right. It should still give us decent frame rates in the game. But yeah, let's get on with it. As you can see up in the top, I've got two parts. I've got the FPS, I've got the NVIDIA overlay for all of the statistics. You've got right now around 60 frames, and then you've got the 1% lows next to it. You've got GPU usage, the temperature of the GPU, and then the CPU usage. But yeah, we are going to see how optimized this game really is. This is still on the early access of the game, so 2 days one day before the actual game's release, and then we'll see if there is an update and if they have improved any of the settings or any optimization settings, things like that. I think we're just going to go with the GT3 RS. Basic car looks great in this game, so that's why we're also going to use it. But yeah, let's get this going. So, as you can see here, game looks flipping good, man. Yeah, we are on 1440p settings. I think we're running in between ultra and high settings. The preset is on ultra, but I have certain things turned down to high, like the screen space, GI quality, and the car reflection quality. So those two things, and the particle effects quality, obviously. But those are the only things that I've set down so that we can have more video memory and better performance. But let's just go with the lowest settings, right? We're going to uncap the frame rate as well, just to see how much frames we can get fully. Because with the frame rate capped, we can't see full performance, right? So, we've unlocked it. And also, while we're here, let's do DLSS off, because I'm running DLSS quality, so it does help me in certain aspects of the game. But yeah, no, let's have a look at the game. Well, we can see immediately the game's quality has gone down quite a bit, but it's playable. Doesn't look, well, it does look pretty bad in the very low graphics settings, but your PC or laptop should easily be able to run this. Especially the fact that there's no frame generation in the 30 series cards. So a lot of people have probably got 30 series cards. 30 series cards, sorry. So you won't have a lot of DLSS options. You won't have frame generation. You might not have NVIDIA Super Resolution. Things like that. But basic things, it's running around 100 frames. On average, it's like around 100, barely dropping into the, well now obviously the digits have dropped, but it rarely does drop into those double digits. Unless you get into a entity populated area, like with the cherry blossoms, the frame rate will definitely drop a solid amount. That's one thing you've got to be aware of. So you don't want to put your settings too high. You can see around in the distance, it's all pretty blurry, I guess you could say. There's not much texture in the ground. The graphics quality looks a bit like 1080p, so not 1440, which is what we're on. Going throughout these more entity-filled areas, we're still barely dipping into the 90s, which is pretty darn good. But yeah, now into the even more filled entity areas. You can see the frame rate is dropped by 10 frames, 100%. That's very easily dropped. Let's go into more of like a crowded area. Let's go into the bushes, see how much of a dip we can get. And honestly, not much of a frame rate drop in these types of areas, which is some good stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Exactly what we're looking for. Not many frame rate drops, so you can see that it is optimized pretty darn good. Now we're going to go into settings, and we are going to change the settings for graphics and performance to low, right? You can see here that on the very low preset, we were running at around only 3.8 gigabytes of VRAM. That's how much it was using, so not a lot whatsoever. And the system memory was only using 9.6 gigs of RAM, so nothing insane. I know a lot of you people will probably be running on medium settings, medium to high on your graphics cards, so we will not include DLSS. We can see here, driving, it has become nighttime, it seems, or there was just, no. This is one of the bugs, I think. Oh, it doesn't really matter. You can see here that in this one section, the lighting seems to be bugged. So you can see our car just looks totally different, which is pretty interesting. I haven't seen that in the game yet, that's all. And then it just cuts off yet again back here. Now it's back to normal. Yeah, let's continue driving for now. We can see here that we're running around 90 down to the lowest, it seems, on the 1% lows, 60 frames. But on average, it's like 90 to 80 frames per second, which is some delightful news to hear. That means only a 10% frame drop from going to from very low to low graphics settings means there is some pretty solid optimization in the game. Looking in the distance here, you can see, well, we can't break through that. Give me a sec here, guys. You can see that the surroundings are still quite a bit blurry. We're obviously in night time, so this could be a bit of an unfair comparison now, but standing still here, 90 frames, really darn solid. Gonna go into settings now, and we are gonna change it into graphics and performance, and then we're gonna go to preset medium. We are going to save that. And after we've done medium, we will try out medium with DLSS quality. We won't be doing DLSS in ultra performance, as that just decreases the resolution by miles and gives you a barely higher frame rate. So we will not worry about that. Okay, going into medium now. The game immediately looks better from low and very low graphics settings. So a big improvement, we can see the surroundings right in front of us are a bit less blurry, and the sides into those mountains over there are also a bit less blurry. Here we've still got the same bug where it's just not rendering correctly. We might just need to go into a different area. I think that's what we're going to do, you know. Let's just go into a different area. But we found one of the bugs in the game. I think a bug that not a lot of people have realized is that sometimes the shaders don't seem to like when you change the graphics quality. But let's get away from that. Let's look at the frame rate, right? 70, a solid 70 frames, going up to the 80s sometimes even. We haven't seen, okay, well now we've seen a 69 frame rate, but it's keeping in the 70s to 80s in the frame rate in medium settings. We see 43 frames per second in the 1% lows, and obviously 99% GPU utilization. But now dropping into 60s, still good optimization, as we don't see any massive dips, I would say, in the graphics. Just some really, really good stuff. Going into the Tokyo City, highly populated area, see medium settings are still running 60 frames. So our estimate here, 60 to 70 frames, with sometimes it going up to 80 frames. So seriously, some good optimization from Forza here. Really, really impressive stuff. Let's keep driving a bit here through Tokyo. Keep checking out this great optimization from what I've heard. Okay, but yeah, that's our estimate for frame rate. Now we can change the settings yet again. We're gonna go to DLSS now, turn on DLSS to quality. We're only gonna have it on quality ever. We might have it obviously higher, lower frame rates. We'll just have to see. Going here, frame rate still seems pretty much the same. Pretty accurate, it's just the 1% lows. Maybe the frame rate does go up a bit higher. 1% lows are a bit more stable, I would say. And the game looks a tad bit better. Although, the one thing with DLSS, you can see here near the mirror, near the wing, and near the side fenders, to the left side of the car and a bit to the right side of the car, there is a bit of artifacting. So you can see some mixed up shadows. There will be worse latency on your screen. So those are the one downsides of DLSS. But not to worry about that if you mainly care about graphics and how it records, then DLSS quality is very, very good. So yeah, no, the optimization is there, you guys. The optimization is really solid. This is on medium DLSS quality. So really, really, really nice stuff. Now, let's go on to some more performance-taking settings. We are going to turn off DLSS, and we are going to go to graphics on high. So we turn off DLSS. Now to the graphics area, setting it to preset high. You can see here on the side, the description area, it shows the CPU lag, if I'm not correct, and the GPU lag and the frame lag. And it obviously shows the frame rate that we're at. It might be a bit inaccurate, it might not be, I'm not sure. Let's save it, see how much of a dip we go down to. And we go down to around 66 frames, which isn't too bad at all. I'm gonna go out now and see the graphics now, I would say, look similar or a tad bit better than with DLSS quality. So obviously there's no artifacting as we've turned off DLSS quality. So no artifacting. The game is a tad bit pixelated on a big screen like I'm playing on. I'm playing on a 75-inch screen, so you know you'll be able to have less details, but still have that good-looking resolution. But it's keeping a stable 60 to 70 frames yet again, even on high settings. So similar optimization to medium settings, the quality just gets better, but the frame rate stays the same, which is darn good for these lower end PCs and budget laptops. So really good optimization from the Horizon community and the Horizon base. The GPU usage seems to be nicely optimized as well, so that's another thing not to be worried about whatsoever. Going up to the 70s in frame rate certain moments. Let's go into some of these trees to see if we can get a massive dip in performance. Again, we don't see a single bit of dip in performance, which is some really impressive stuff, if I say so myself. We did see a bit of a spike to the 70s in the frame rate. That rarely happens. Do see one little drop into the 50s, but no, we're staying at a stable frame rate. So it's honestly really, really good stuff. You can obviously see here how the city looks like from a bit of a distance. It looks still blurry on the left side, but a bit less blurry on the right side, which is good, very good. So keeping a stable 70 to 60 frames at high settings without DLSS. Or inside, like bridges, tunnels, you do have more optimization, but other than that, let's go back into the settings and turn on DLSS quality. Let's go here into DLSS and DLSS quality. See if it makes a big difference in performance. So what I can see here on my big screen is there is a lot less pixelation. There's a lot less pixelation in the car details, but there is more artifacting around the car. So that's one thing. If you do not want artifacting, then turn off DLSS quality. But in the more open areas, honestly, you guys, 80 frames at high settings in DLSS quality is solid as hell. we're running very smooth frame rates and not even jumping to the 99% GPU usage. Maximum it goes to 98, but on average it spikes between 90 and 98, which is extremely good. I have to admit, GPU optimization is key in games, right? And I've seen a lot of these games have just been getting worse and worse, but Forza Horizon, that is not what they've done this year. They have really gone fully into that optimization department. They've really told their programmers, we want to optimize this game for everybody. And honestly, they've done a really good job for that. Now, going into settings yet again, we're going to go into video, turn off that DLSS, but we can see coming up to the higher graphics settings, you do seem to need DLSS. But now you can see here on the side, video memory has gone up quite a darn bit, coming up to the maximum video memory in ultra settings. But let's have a look here how the gameplay looks like. Well, as you can see, we have noticed a big dip in performance, right? But it's obvious, that's always going to happen. But if you're fine with playing on 30 frames in Forza Horizon 6 and you're doing, you know, videos, recording cinematic videos, which this game's great at, by the way, it's got photorealistic visuals. Honestly, it's your best bet. Ultra settings, and you can turn down the settings in certain areas, the GPU powered settings, and make it run really darn well. I think we're immediately gonna turn on DLSS because that would be our best bet. You know what, guys? I think not even a point of going into the extreme settings. We already know that that's not gonna go very well. You can see here, video memory, it has gone past the maximum it shows here. Usually, without recording on OBS, I would be able to run this perfectly fine. It's just the video memory is being taken up more by OBS, so it goes down quite a bit. But we can see here that instead of DLSS improving our gameplay, it decreases the frame rate of our game, which isn't that good. So instead of playing on quality settings, let's try out balanced. Right, balanced settings, right? So this should make our gameplay better, but I've got a feeling, you guys, that it won't make it that much better. But yeah, you can see here, this is ultra settings with balanced performance settings. Nothing incredible, but coming from a budget laptop, it runs pretty darn well on Forza Horizon 6, especially that this was at night. That makes it even more tricky to run. So you've got to be, you know, aware of that. You can see here I'm getting the warnings for the video memory. But yeah, that was the video, guys. I hope to see you later. Next video. Hope you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.